We had Do or Die on the platform, right?
Shout out doing that. For sure. What they was on?
Uh, I, they was real cool, bro. I was asking them about you know, the history of Chicago and things like that, and um, yeah, he was just telling me about like Chicago's always been that way. The internet just made it real famous.
The onset of the internet definitely put a spotlight on things that was already deeply entrenched and taking place in Chicago for sure, bro. Like it's been the same way since I was a kid. It's just that there's completely no structure now. So things you would have to get permission for. Like you don't got to get the permission no more. That's what led to the chaos. You feel me? Once all leadership structures were removed, and then we seen the children of the crack babies overpopulate the street. That's what led to what it is now. You feel me? Because we ain't have no Snapchat on our phone. We had flip phones and Nextel chirps and shit like that. You know,
Right.
we don't have that. It's just a whole big cultural difference. One of my homies called me, and I'm with my homegirl, and I was like, "All right, boy, stay dangerous." She says, "What? Why would you tell him to stay dangerous? He needs to stay safe." I'm like, "Sweetheart, I'm from America." You feel me? Like, I'm from America. It's a whole different ball game. Like, I haven't heard outside of that war zone area I was in. I haven't heard a gunshot. I haven't needed a gun, and that's just a sobering feeling because, bro, my ex used to say I'm trifling how I sleep with that rifle, and it's just like, bro, you just want to give yourself a chance to win, and it's like I feel like we brought up in this culture like. These people have no idea. Like over here, they have no idea about our cultural norms. It just don't exist, bro. And it's wild to see. Like people here that stay dangerous and be outraged by it, bro. Grave, outraged by it, and it's just like we over here staying dangerous, and they got a sign by the beach that warns you about the danger of mermaids. Fucking crazy. It's crazy. Just think about that. While you right there in Texas, and we just had a conversation like, man, if somebody pull up to your crib, you killing them. Bro, they got a sign over here that warns you about being at the edge of the water too late at night because of mermaids will get your motherfucking ass. So it's a lot of things. We up against a lot right now,
We
man.
up against a lot.
We up against a lot, bro. Straight up. I got another food drive coming up too, man. I want y'all to help out with that because it's a lot of big artists over here and they following me. You feel me? And the Kenyan people and Africans support Africans majorly, majorly. So like, man, man, that's a whole other market for y'all to get into, bro. Bro, it's Africa is huge, bro. This continent is. You can fit all of America in the Sahara Desert alone. Think about that. And that's one small part of the continent. So man, we going into a real another war zone, and we gonna be feeding the orphans, bro. So it's going down right now, Rook.
Man, I see it. I see it for sure, man. I appreciate what you're doing out there, for real, for real.
Man, bro, man, it's got to be done, bro. It's got to be done. I get so many messages every day. People telling me like I meet people who cry real tears, like telling me just knowing that me and the team exists gave them hope because, you know, it's said that 41% of women experience interdating violence, which is crazy work. You feel me? So it's kind of like, I meet with rape victims all the time, man. That pain in their eyes is like, man, 'cause I'm going to say something right now. One of the biggest dangers to this business is the fact that Uh, Oftentimes, ladies will save their money so they can get some form of retribution,
Right.
right? And I'll say probably in 90% of those cases, once they discover that this service works, they usually have another situation and they instantly increase the level of violence they want done. That's probably the downside to this because, you know, you can see it in their eyes. Like when their eyebrows stand up and right hand between, it wrinkle up a little bit and they might perspire a little bit. You may see a little shininess at the hairline. That's a telltale sign that somebody is experiencing a adrenaline rush or euphoric moment thinking about violence against themselves or somebody else. So I'm seeing a lot of that going on right now. So it's kind of like I'm trying to keep a low profile best I can, but I'm gonna continue living my purpose, bro. I feel like it's what I was supposed to do, and it's working for me and it's working for others. So whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be straight up.
Well, I want to ask you about another subject. The dancing boys of Afghanistan.
Whoo! All right. Now, peep this, bro. I want to speak about this because this is why the deep state Democrats had to get out of power. Check this out. Two special forces guys are in Afghanistan training Afghan police and military, right? One of the sergeants kidnaps a boy from a village, rapes the boy for days at a time. Two special forces soldiers catch him, confront him, kick his ass. They get arrested, locked up in the brig, and almost lose their whole military career, risk getting dishonorably discharged with no benefits because they interfere with local practices and customs. The dancing boys of Afghanistan is something that needs to be outlawed. The ramifications, the circumstances need to be raised. You feel me? The consequences need to be firing squad because, bro, the soldiers tell these constant stories of these old guys with these little boys. Then we seen people in political groups going over there to Afghanistan for these meetings and then hiring some of the dancing boys themselves.
Bro,
Why are we seeing this over and over and over? Something needs to be done about it. Put this into perspective. They found up to 100 boys in these harems where these guys who claim that they practice Islam are participating in child rape. Where is that in the Quran? So I feel like we got to start having more accountability to these religious leaders, especially misinterpreting and changing religious rhetoric to fit their need for the use of control and oppression. I think it's all evil. I think it all boils down to these same little few entities we always hear about: Baal and Satan and the devil and demons. Because why is it that in the Bible, when these creatures are around, they say there's a sulfuric smell? In the Virginia case in South America, when those people said they seen a certain type of creature and the creature was captured by military, it gave off a sulfuric smell. So somebody has figured out how to crossover between this reality and another reality, coming over into ours, and then manipulating our timeline and manipulating the shit that we got going on, bro. Everybody that we see and look at is not a flesh and blood human being like us. You feel me? That's a pure, pure, cold cut fucking fact, and that's on my granny, folks' grave.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life, that shit ain't acting.
It ain't real life. It's just a real life street star.